say your name, spell it, and then say the date.
Okay. My name is Tony Butler, TonyButler, and today is the 28th.
Hey, pop your hat off for some shadow. There you go. Do it again.
My name is Tony Butler. Today is January 28th, 2019. And my name is spelled TonyButler.
Alright, and then the first question is, what addiction/problems led you to come to Teen Challenge?
Money and depression. I was to the point where, with the depression, I was ready to kill myself.
How do you think God thought of you before you came to Teen Challenge?
I think He thought of me as a child of God, but just one who's really got away from Him.
How did your addiction/problem make you feel?
Helpless, really. I mean, it was.
Recording.
It was a constant battle, fighting with the thoughts in my head.
Hang on, start that again.
What was the question again?
Hang on. Hey, Johnny, tell them to be quiet. We're recording in here. Huh? You tell them to be quiet because we're recording in here. Okay. Okay, the question is, how do you think God thought of you before Teen Challenge?
I think He thought of me as a child of God who strayed, and He was looking to find me again.
Do that one more time. How did God think of you before you came here?
As one of His, but one who had got away, and He was looking to find me again so He could bring me home.
Okay, the next one is, how did your addiction/problem make you feel?
Helpless. I mean, I just.
Try to say it in complete sentence, like, look, my addiction made me feel.
My addiction made me feel helpless. I felt like I couldn't.
Do it again one more time because I was talking.
My addiction made me feel helpless. I felt like I couldn't do anything and I wasn't worth anything. And I was just ready to just kill myself, really, because it was that bad.
Alright, the next one is, describe how your addiction/problems affected the people around you.
My addiction affected people negatively because I was always down on myself, and I just was never upbeat and happy about any situation, even if it was good that happened to me.
Next one is, tell us a story when your life/addiction was at its worst.
I'd say it was probably at its worst when I was living in a homeless shelter and not knowing where I was going to go. The homeless shelter was going to shut down, and I had no options that were viable, really. But I did pray to God at that point in time. And He came up with a solution for me. So I'm very, very grateful for that. That I was never really homeless, but just, you know, to the point where I thought that I could be.
Describe yourself physically and mentally before coming into the program.
Physically, I felt worthless. Mentally, I felt worthless. I felt like I had no real purpose, and I felt like because the stroke I had, that my body would not allow me to do anything.
Next one is, during your stay, what scriptures did you find helpful?
Um, During my stay, I found that Ecclesiastes 9:11 and Jeremiah 29:11 were the most helpful scriptures for me. Can't really quote them word for word, but Ecclesiastes 9:11 basically talks about time and chance, and the race not always going to the swift, and the victory not always going to the strongest warrior. And I feel like that's kind of my life. Not being in God's will led to some bad circumstances, but now that I'm in God's will, I feel like I'll always be at the right place at the right time.
How did Adult and Teen Challenge help you?
Just through the leadership, through the Word, through God, through everything, just it helped me mentally feel better about myself, physically feel better about myself, and actually gave me a purpose in my life again that I so desperately needed.
Describe when God broke the chains of your addiction.
I'd say probably about a month and a half after I got here. I realized that I didn't need all the stuff that I thought was important to me and valued, and actually started feeling better about my life and just had a more positive attitude about myself.
Okay, and the next one is, what's your most memorable experience in the program?
Just the camaraderie between the brothers, and going to work in the wood shop and working with Jesse and the other guys that I've had a chance to work with, and just times that that you get to enjoy with your brothers and the fellowship of that.
Next one is, how do you think God thinks of you now?
I think God thinks that He has a purpose for me, and He knows what it is. I may not understand what it is completely yet, but in time I know that He'll reveal that to me. He's revealing it to me slowly, just pieces at a time. But He does have a purpose for me, and I am going to continue to follow in His will.
Okay, and the next one is, let me see here. Sum up your life in one paragraph.
Money had made me have a skewed image of everything. Made me think that was more important than everyone, even my family and friends, and I'd put money above everything else. But now I know that there is an alternate way, and all I have to do is just trust God, and He'll meet all my needs.
Adult and Teen Challenge has made me into, and then you finish the sentence.
Adult and Teen Challenge has made me into a person that is now a positive person, and a person who wants to give back, who's not just concerned about himself and what he can do to gain, but he wants to help others now instead of just himself.
What are your plans after graduation?
Plans after graduation, I'm gonna stay on and help some of the other guys that are here that are just getting into the program and doing or been in the program for a while, and just try and mentor and influence them in a positive way that the Lord would have them be influenced in.